Hi, I'm James of the Brains Report, and I don't usually just hang out like this on the toilet. I'm here for recreational purposes, bringing a review to you. I guess it's work, but when you have this much fun, it's not really work. So I'm reviewing the BioBidet Slim One Smart Toilet Seat. And I put saran wrap on here. It doesn't come with a saran wrap. You'll see why I put that on in a little bit. First I want to tell you a little bit about this. It costs about $170 on Amazon, which is pretty good for a toilet seat. We have two other bidet toilet seats and they are over $600. And I'll get into the differences between this and those in a minute. It took me about 35 minutes to install this, which isn't bad in itself, but it was kind of a pain. The directions were IKEA-like in that they pretty much only had pictures, very little words, and I had to rely a lot on my personal experience with previously having installed bidet toilet seats in order to get the job done. And even then, there was the rubber mount for putting the seat on here, and it didn't tell me that I had to put the little ball of it through the hole of the toilet in order to get it in there, and so I had to learn that from trial and error, which added some time into the installation, but still 35 minutes is not too bad for something this great. The toilet seat, hopefully the saran wrap here doesn't detract, but it looks good on the toilet. It's got this curve, but you can still sit on it. It still holds a good amount of weight. And yeah, it just looks good on the toilet. The part that doesn't look good is the cord. If you have a plug right by your toilet and a wall outlet, it should be fine. Ours is about, it's over there a little ways, so we had to run an extension cord through here, and you can't use just any extension cord. You need to use a 15 amp, like a nice thick one. I'll leave a link in the video description to show you what kind of extension cord you'd need. But yeah, it kind of goes around, and I kind of made it look nice, but the extension cord's kind of a little bit of a pain and extra expense, about 15 bucks. Take a look at those settings. So there's energy saver mode, which comes in two varieties. There's Eco 1, which is the yellow light. Well, let me press the yellow light. Eco 1 is kind of it's not very environmentally friendly. It keeps the seat heat at about 90 degrees and the water heat at 90 degrees at all times, which can use a fair amount of energy. But then there's Eco 2, which turns off everything, turns off the heat in the seat, which is mainly what we keep it on because we want to save electricity. There's also a child mode, which turns the pressure down lower so it doesn't destroy your child or send them flying, or, you know, wreck them, damn near kill them. Let's see. So the pressure range is great. As you can see, there's a few pressure levels, and the highest level is kind of, it'll clean you. I like to have things on the highest level because I want to get clean, and it does a good job. Lowest level is kind of, it's fairly wimpy. It's like a mist on your butt. And the temperature range, the temperature gets up to about 96 degrees Fahrenheit through my tests. I personally tested it. It's not the manufacturer's claim. What else did I want to point out? Oh, there's also a setting, so I'm pressing the buttons here. Notice nothing's coming out. That's because there has to be pressure applied to the seat before it will start shooting out water. And that's a nice feature in case you have young ones who like to play with stuff and might make a mess in your bathroom. What else? The biggest downside is that there's no air drying feature. I prefer not to have to reach down there myself. I like the air to come. Sure, you might want to still spot check, but drying takes a lot more toilet paper than spot checking. And so I would have liked it if there was an air dryer, but at this price point, I'll forgive them. The problem is, though, for people with mobility issues, if you have trouble reaching down there, or if you have trouble turning to the right to use the controls, you're going to maybe not, you might want one of the more expensive ones that will dry your butt and that has like a remote control that you can look at in front of you rather than trying to adjust to the side. But you could also use this little laminated guide that comes with it. And it's got a suction cup so you can put it anywhere in your bathroom. But let's say you're sitting there, you don't want to turn to the right. You could just put your hands down here and kind of feel around and press the buttons and know what buttons switch by using this guide. It's kind of a workaround if you can't twist, if you're concerned about twisting. Let's see, overall I would highly recommend this if you're kind of a new person to bidet seats. It's so much better than just using toilet paper. Like, you wouldn't take a shower and just rub paper towel on you with no water and rub paper towel until it comes out clean. Why do we do the same with our butts? Let's use some water, let's clean it up. I recommend using a bidet. This is fairly affordable, good way to start, and yeah, like I said, you're saving $400, $500 over the really fancy toilet seat, so it's worth it for the money. Now I just want to, I put this saran wrap here so that I could show you how the bidet actually works. So I'm going to apply some pressure here, and let's press the wash function. So it slowly comes out and starts shooting. Oh! And I was afraid that might happen. But yeah, that's the basics of how it works. You can adjust the nozzle position if it's not getting you in the right spot. And if you press like either the wash bidet or turbo twice, then it starts to oscillate while you're sitting there. The difference between the three is the wash has a wider range, turbo is more pinpoint, and bidet is kind of the Goldilocks of the two. So yeah, that is my review. I give it, I highly recommend that. I don't do like a rating system, I just say if I recommend it. I highly recommend this. If you have any questions about it, please say something in the comments, and I'll probably respond within 24 hours. So, in the meantime, stay clean.